You want to get rich. It's not only you that want that. There are millions of people working really hard for that, but they don't. The problem is they're not using the right strategy how rich people used it to become rich. They're just wasting their time and their hard work. And today I'm going to break down few ways that can really lead you to get successful and rich if you go on that path and apply those things on yourself. If you're new here, my name is Mansoor. In this channel, I really talks about real things that helps you to improve your life and become a successful person. Before I continue that, let me just say something about getting rich. Me personally, I would never ever persuade anyone to get rich. You know the reason why? Because becoming rich is not in everyone's fate. That's totally a true fact that everyone needs to know. Because this is about faith and belief and stuff. Because the God says it's me who makes you rich and makes you poor. This is what I believe and this is what I know. You can never ever show me any century that whole population of the world was rich. Yes, of course, there might be some cities or some neighborhoods that are fully rich. I know, I agree with that. But not whole population of the world was ever rich. So this is why I'm not going to persuade anyone because I don't want you to get disappointed at the end of your effort. But what God says that indeed after every hardship there's easiness. That's for sure, okay? But here's the thing, trying. You're not stopping, try. You must strive for that. So this video is for those people who really wants to get rich. It's not for those if you're having a good life, if you're happy with your 9 to 5 job and you're just totally fine with that. This is why I have few ways that if you apply on yourself, if you go on that path, it will lead you to get rich. The first thing really important is mindset. If you're not thinking like rich people, you're not getting rich. You need to have a rich mindset. You need to have a different mindset than many people that having it. You know how successful and rich people thinks? I'll give you an example. There are two people standing on the road and they both have $20,000 in their pocket. A poor mindset would say that I'm not going to invest this 20,000 in that store because I'm fearing that I would lose this money. And you know how the successful mindset thinks? He says, I am going to invest this $20,000 in that store. I don't care about the outcome. This is the difference between it. I used to be like this. Whenever I was thinking about business and stuff like that, I was fearing, okay, why would I invest like $30,000 in something? I would fear to lose money. But right now, I don't fear at all. Trust me, guys. My mindset wasn't like this the way it is now. It's like unstoppable here. Like I don't fear any risk. Like if you give me $100,000, I would just invest it right away without any fear about that. This is how rich people and successful people think. And the most important thing is believe. You will always believe in every single thing. Even if something is not going to happen, you're going to be saying, okay, this thing will happen. You're not going to lose hope. That's all. That's how rich people, a successful mindset is. For you to have a rich and successful mindset, you need to be thinking really different than other people does. And once you had that kind of mindset, you're going to be thinking different in everything that you do. Because a lot of people I see that whenever they're trying to go for something, they can't do it. They fear. They don't have confidence in their life. There was a time that when I was recording myself in the shopping centers or whenever I used to do vlogging, I was really under pressure. I was really thinking about my surrounding, who are watching me, who are not. But right now, if you let me to record myself in front of million people, I don't care about at all. I don't even care who is walking beside me, who are watching me and who is looking at me. That's the sign of successful mindset. You need to be just thinking differently. You need to be thinking with yourself. You need to have belief that I'm getting rich. You need to already thinking like millionaire. That's how you're getting rich. And let me just tell you, I will find a real method how to make a successful mindset, but I'll make that video later on. The second thing is skill plus talents. Okay, guys, some people are born with natural talents. You can find everywhere. Some people are good while they're talking. Some people are smart. Some people are good at math, like naturally, right? Those are all natural talents that you have it. Maybe you have a talent that you can solve people's problem. That's a talent. And if you don't have talent, learn skills. I don't care. Learn any skills. Learn cooking. Learn carpenters. Learn anything that is skill. Learn it. And you can convert those skills and talents into business. If you want to get rich, you need to have skill plus talents, and you can convert those things into business. I've seen a lot of businessmen in my life that they were only doing something really small. They had a really small scale, and because of using that skill into business, they're having really big businesses now. I have examples of that. And I've seen a lot of people, they were having only food truck and they start social media. Today, they don't even care about the money that generate from that food truck. They're earning money from the social media. If you have a natural talent, use that and convert it into business. I will make a video on that. How can you convert your talent and skill into business? But this is only just a ways, I'm telling you. First, you need to have mindset. Second, you need to have one of those, talent or skill. If you have natural talent, that's different thing. If you don't know skill, learn. Go, there are millions of skills that you can learn. Learn cooking, cook burgers. And you can literally convert that into business. You can open your restaurant. If you don't want to open restaurant, just try to make content of that. So the third thing is, obviously, this is actually for high level people, product. Nowadays, every person has problems. So many people has problem in their life. Even rich people has problems in their life. You know that? Some rich people says I can't sleep at night because I overthink and I'm not happy. If you have a solution for that, sell it on those people. And yes, this is why I say this is like a whole puzzle, guys. It all connected with each other's. So now you're gonna say, okay, if I make a solution for those people, who will buy it for me? This is the sign of loser mindset. All negativity, like, okay, who's gonna buy it from me? Who will come to me? Who will be my customers? It's not possible. This is all sign of losers. This is all sign of fail mindset. This is why you need to have a rich and successful mindset so you just never ever think negative in your life. So you need to work on the product or service that can solve people's problem. Imagine you sell that product or service for $30. Now multiply with that 20,000 people buy your product or service. Multiply and see how much money you just generated from that only single product that you made it. But that's for like a high level. For that, you need to have a lot of knowledge. You need to read a lot of books. You need to read psychology. You need to read sales. You need to read a lot of things that can make you smart enough to solve someone's problem. Make a product. Just sit every 2 hours a day, and start thinking about your surrounding. What's people having problem? Observe, watch and observe. This is what I've been telling people. Watch and observe around you. Watch everywhere. Observe everything. What's going on? What's people problems? What is going on the roads? in the shopping centers, everywhere. Look for the problems and find the solution. That's what smartest people do. But for that, you need to have a lot of knowledge. You need to read a lot of books for that. The books of psychology, the books which makes you smarter. They're really good books that they sell it online in stores. Go for that. So you make a product or service, whatever it is. I don't care about that. Sell it, get a customer. This is why I'm telling you, if you have a rich and successful mindset, you're not going to care about who's going to buy my product. But you need to really trust and believe in yourself that my product will be successful. Okay. A lot of people makes products. A lot of people make services, but they don't get successful. Why? The problem is, let me just tell you, if you want your product to become successful, whatever it is, I know you need to do marketing for that. That's totally true. But either your product has to be recognizable or you. You know, this face of yours, you need to make it famous. You need to recognize it to people all around the world. Don't get shy. If you want to get rich, you have to get famous. Either your product, either you. Let me just tell you. We search like sometimes about products owners. Who is the owner of Louis Vuitton? Who invented Coca-Cola? Who was the owner of iPhone? We literally search for that and we get the owners' pictures and information. If your face is recognized by a lot of people and people knows you and you influence people and people trust in you and believe in you, you don't need to do marketing for your product. You just need to have trust of people and you just go for it. You just launch your product or your service, but people has to trust in you. And for that, you need to be making something really good for the customer or for the people. You need to be helping people. You need to let people know your face so that people knows, okay, this is the guy who talks about self-improvement on YouTube. Okay, he launched a product. I'm going to buy it from him. So this is why I told you, if you want to launch a product, if you want to make a product or service, you need to be famous for that as well. Okay. Another thing is social media. Of course, content creation, but for that, it comes to the same thing again. You need skill or talent. If you don't have skill, if you don't have talent, you can't even do content creation. A lot of people, they can't even hold the camera to themselves. I've seen a lot of people, even like in my own family members, when I do vlogging and stuff like that, they don't want to come on camera. They're shy. Maybe they have their privacy, whatever it is, but I'm talking about you. If you really want to get rich, you need to be famous. You don't need to be shy of camera or people. Getting famous is not a bad thing. This is all depend. Why do you want to get famous? Why do you want to be known in the world? Never ever look for fame like people comes to me and take pictures with me. No, not for that. If you do something good, you will be famous. Look, Einstein, look all the people in the past histories and centuries. They're all famous. We know them, right? Getting famous is not something bad. If you want to get rich or successful, you need to be famous. You can't be just saying, I'm not going to do anything good. You have to do something good for the humanity. If you do something good for the humanity, of course you will be famous. Getting famous is not a bad thing. I know some people like privacy, but what? This is 2 days life. You will die tomorrow. Why would you die like just a normal person? You die and people just say, okay, he died. No one even knows you. When you die, people get shocked. People's mouth becomes open. Oh my goodness, he died? And people remember you for something that you have done good in this life for them. I want everyone to get famous. I want everyone to do something better for people. So tomorrow when you die, everyone remembers you by something goodness, by something, even if you're not here in this world, they will remember you. There was a guy that really did something for us. So never ever shy for coming on camera. If you want to get rich, you need social media, be a content creator. But for that, you need a skill or talent. You can't just, If you don't want to bring your face, you need to learn skills. You need to learn AI. You know how to make AI generated images, AI generated videos. You need to launching those things, and you can earn a lot of good amount of money. Do you getting it or no? You need to open your mindset about that. You need to open your mind. What I'm trying to say, you need to focus on every single thing. So, other thing is online businesses, of course, like Amazon and, buying products, selling it. This is how you get rich. But okay, I didn't bring other things that really, like makes you rich, like buying real estate. But for that, you need money. So if you don't have money, how would you get a real estate or property, right? So those things are for those people. I'm gonna make video on that too. When you have money, what should you be starting business of it? I'll make on that later on. So I hope you guys understood. The first thing, if you really want to get rich, if you're really thinking about getting rich, this is how you get rich. The first thing is mindset. You need to have a different mindset. You need to have a successful, positive, believer mindset. That's the first thing you need to do. You need to already thinking like millionaire. The second thing is skill and talent. And then you can convert those skill and talent into business. You can use it into social medias. You can literally convert those things into business. The third is working on product or service that can help people and solve their problems. But for that, you need to have a lot of knowledge, and to gain a lot of knowledge and work on yourself. Let me tell you, whenever you want to solve people's problem, you need to work on yourself first before helping others and solving other people's problem. So that's the thing. The third, get famous. You need to be famous for something good. You need to be famous so that people trust you and believe in you. That's how your product will be very successful. That's how you can. Most important thing is trust. If the people trust in you, they will literally buy anything from you. But in return, you need to provide something that their trust doesn't get waste. That's the thing. The thing is social media, be a content creator. But for that, you also need a skill and talent. If you have skill, you can talk, you can come on camera. That's a skill, a talent that you can speak well, and you have something different. You're a good boxer, you're strong or something like that. Just come on content creation, start that. People want to learn fighting. People want to learn anything in the YouTube. You can just literally make content. Whatever you know, just try to teach people, try to share videos, try to make content. You're not gonna get you're not gonna get rich by working like in multiple places. And in the end of year, your salary is still less than 80,000 or 70,000 a year. You're not getting rich like that. Let me tell you, you just wasted your time. So I hope everyone understood. Make sure you guys subscribe. I'm gonna make more videos about this whole thing. This is not just a one video topic that I'm gonna finish one video here. All of the things I said are different topics. Video that I'll make on it, because you don't have any idea that how important are these things. So I hope you guys understood. Work on yourself, stay consistent, believe in yourself, believe in God. That's how you get rich. If you don't even get rich, I promise you that you would already learn a lot of things. You would be a peaceful person at all. At least you would be telling yourself, I tried my best. You will be telling yourself that I tried my best. Stay tuned. See you in the next video.